Welcome to the fantastic sports show we call the NT Prep Preview. I'm sports writer Brandon LaChance, and I'm joined with sports editor Kevin Chlum and sports writer Jared Bell. This week we'll discuss state volleyball, Marquette football postseason playoff run, and the upcoming girls basketball season. We'll start with volleyball. What happened with LaSalle and Fieldcrest at state?
Well, the Lady Cavs made it all the way to the state championship game, which for the first time in school history. And they had a great game on Friday in the semifinals. They easily beat Chicago Peyton. And then in the championship match, they ran into one of the state's best programs, Wheaton St. Francis. They have 10 state championships. Well, now they had 9 going into the weekend. LP stuck right with them there in that first set. It was 19-18. A few mistakes, and then LP lost the set. The second set, LP made a few mistakes early. Wheaton St. Francis then just rolled to a 25-7 victory, but still a great season by the Lady Cavs. It matches the best finish ever by any sports team at LP that joins the football teams in the late 70s. The 2011 softball team and the 2012 baseball team all finished second. Still no state champion for LP.
But still, it's been quite a run here for the last 3 or 4 years for LP. They've had 3 teams finish as state runners, 3 different teams too, so it's not just like one group of kids has done it for LP. But Fieldcrest wasn't as lucky. They went 0-2 at the state tournament. They lost on Friday in the state semifinals to Edwards County. They then came back and played DMAC on Saturday. This wasn't their day against DMAC. They lost pretty bad. Still, though, it's the first state trophy ever for Fieldcrest. It's a great accomplishment for the kids and for the team. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
The Marquette football team made it to last Saturday's Class 1A quarterfinal for the first time since the 1994 season. They went up against Chicago Leo. Senior running back Cole Lindout scored 3 touchdowns, one off an 88-yard kickoff return, and Patrick Killaway threw another touchdown to Tyler Verona to make the 4 scores for Ottawa. Unfortunately, Chicago Leo was just too big, too strong, too physical, and controlled the ball for pretty much the entire third quarter and most of the fourth to control the game. And they went and won the game 32-27.
Well, Leo's a team that they play huge schools throughout the season. They play Chicago Mount Carmel, one of the best teams in the state, and St. Rita, and so they were well prepared to play in the 1A playoffs. And honestly, I thought Marquette was going to lose worse than that because Leo does play such good competition, and it was a great showing with the Crusaders.
Well, but the great thing too is Marquette still had an opportunity at the end to win the game. Yes, they did have to go 80 yards to get the game-tying touchdown or go-ahead touchdown, but still. So, and actually, while we're talking about volleyball and basketball, or volleyball and football, don't forget to check out our all-area volleyball section, which will run the day after Thanksgiving. And then the following Thursday, which we believe is December 5th, is our all-area football team. We also have all-area cross-country coming out on Monday. So even though the fall season is over, guys, our work's still not over. We still have a little bit of wrap-up here still to do.
Well, and don't forget the LP commemorative wrap coming out on Friday.
And the basketball tab is on Monday. So we have you all covered here.
We stay busy. Speaking of busy, we're getting into the basketball season, and it is the middle of November. So what do we have to look forward to with the girls' basketball season?
Well, there's several area teams that bring back a lot of girls from successful teams last year. We'll start with Putnam County. They lost only one player from a team that won the school's first regional since the 80s, so they should be really good again. They have Daniela Pavlovich back, the first team all-area player, Charlie Gonnett, the second team all-area player, and several other starters under second-year coach James Burnett. So I expect them to, have a great regular season and make a lot of postseason run. Another team with a lot of players back is Mendota. They have 4 starters back, and they're only juniors. So they're actually now going to be playing girls their own age, but yet they already have varsity experience. And they had a great run last year, won 19 games. They got upset in the regional early because they were 3A, but I think this could be a year that they maybe get over that hump and make a postseason run as well.
Well, one team that's always good is St. B. They have a decent amount of kids back this year, not as many as they have had in years past, but they always have great seasons. They're coming off a sectional final appearance last year, and let's be honest, even a bad year for St. B is still better than a lot of great years for other teams. They just have a powerhouse over there at the academy. You also have Fieldcrest, which may be off to a bit of a slow start given that a lot of their volleyball players, or 2 of their best players are volleyball players, and then the tornado kind of went through the Monk and Dana, Rutland area, so some of their kids may not actually play at the start of the season because they're recovering from that. You also have Ottawa, another school recently who was always good regardless. They had about 2 or 3 kids back for all area players from last year, so hopefully they'll have another great season. They're still trying to win the program's first sectional game ever, but all those regional titles are still very impressive.
Then we have Hall, who is coming off a under 500 season, but they do have their point guard Brenna Folletti back, who only played 6 games last year, and then she chipped a bone and, as she put it, dug some cartilage out of her ankle. So she did a lot of rehab and stuff like that, so she's back to lead the team. Plus they have Becca Herman back and Ellen Herman back to solidify the forward positions. So they should be okay.
And LaSalle Peru is also a team looking to make an improvement this year. They have a couple starters back in Jenna Argybright and Hannah Wolf. They are very, very young. They have mostly sophomores. I think they have 2 seniors, a couple of juniors, and they have like 6 sophomores, I think. But Hollis Vickery, he's in his 4th or 5th year as a coach. I can't remember. And he is very excited. He always is, but he's particularly excited this year because the team is, he says they're very competitive. They really get after it in practice. They're intense. And he thinks the young players have some talent. And so they might be able to improve on last year's 11-17 record.
I'll say they went to double-digit wins last year for the first time in a while, so hopefully they can improve on that and maybe even get to 500 to go better.
Now it's time for the best segment
in all the land,
the NT Powerhouse Players of the Week.
Well, guys, our first Powerhouse Player of the Week is actually the first time we've had girls basketball in the Powerhouse Players of the Week. So I'm going to double up with you. We're going to go with Stephanie Wilson and Daniela Pavlich from the Putnam County girls basketball team. They both had 14 points in a season-opening win for the Lady Panthers. Hopefully they'll be able to play for the tournament title here later in the week. They definitely got off, though, to a good start.
Well, I'm going to continue the trend of multiple players. I'm just going to go LaSalle Peru volleyball. I mean, how do you beat placing second in the state? Yeah, the whole team. Now, I will rattle off all the girls who played in the state championship match. We'll start with the seniors: Katie Olson, Haley Duncan, Rachel Hunt, Josie Campworth, Abby Turgeon, Janessa Hubie. All right, now moving to the juniors: Shayna Pitts, Ellie Seneca, Sarah Johnson, Taylor Gibson's a sophomore. That's it.
Well, I guess I'll be different and go with one player and go with probably the last football player that will be, a Powerhouse Player of the Week, and go with Cole Lindau, who did score 3 touchdowns, had a 3-yard touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown, and then an 88-yard kickoff return. Plus, he had the fumble that gave the Crusaders the ball back with an opportunity to score, even though they weren't able to do so. Thank you for checking us out, and make sure to come back next week at www.newstrib.com.
/sports.